Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, from Corner to Corner Podcast proudly presents to you the podcast champions of the world, Big Papa Sean Copper, the Brad Man Wesley Crouch, the New Age Outlaws.
And if you're not down with that, I've got two words for you.
Tune in. That's a throwback to my old intro days.
It was.
That used to be the reason that some people just tuned in, was just to find out what my crazy intro would be. That was fun back then.
Who, me and Darren?
And me.
And Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says,
That
yeah.
was only if I was DoorDash.
Anywho, welcome to episode 297. I forgot to promote that on the last show. You all kept screwing me up.
I tried to tell you. It said
I even
promote.
gave you a opportunity when
you
you
all
said something about a special episode. I said, no, we had to move it because that's not going to be 300.
I didn't
And
say
you
anything
never
about a
said
special episode last time.
You said special episode next Tuesday.
No, he said special start time next Tuesday.
Yes.
Because we're not recording.
He
on
did
Monday.
say start time.
Yeah.
Start time.
Actually, special night is what I said.
Special night.
Special
Whatever.
night.
Because it was Tuesday instead of Monday.
It does say promote next week's show and guest.
It always
right there.
says that.
First time I've seen it.
Yeah.
I should have reminded you sooner.
Yeah. Anyway, ain't no big deal. So
Adam,
what about...
did you miss the rant last week? Did you not know this is a thing? It's set up. We cannot change it. It's a template.
I do
That is
remember-
always there.
I changed it today, though.
He did. He actually moved the points. I wonder why. Because it just so happens somebody's in
Because
front.
he's at the top.
It just so happens somebody's in
It has
first.
nothing
You
to do
wasn't
with
here.
that. You all asked me to do it.
Wes and I got here, and almost immediately he
Yeah.
erases and changes the standings. He said, "Well, I just wanted it to be right." Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with who's
has
in first.
nothing to do with number 5 is at number 1 now.
Nothing at all. Just trying to be efficient in my derelict of duties. Anywho, what about Tony Bennett retiring 3 weeks before the season starts?
Did you listen to his press conference?
I did.
Lame.
I mean,
Was it though?
the dude.
Lame.
No, I agree. Blaming NIL is a complete cop-out at this point. It's the weakest move of all time. You know the rules. You can't adjust to the rules. You don't want to adjust to the rules, so you blame the rules.
Did you see Nick Saban say that
Not one.
when he retired?
Nope.
Nope.
He said it afterwards though.
Yeah, but not like that.
He definitely.
Who was the other? Did you hear Roy Williams say it when he
Why now,
retired?
though?
Coach K?
Coach K? Nope.
Jay Wright.
Maybe they said it a little bit after the fact, like it's changed. You know,
Jay
I
Wright
just
would
don't
be the
know.
closest one because he did it close to the start of the season.
Right. And I mean, Tony Bennett just was like, "Hey, NIL, throw you under the bus."
He said, "I done it better on the old way."
Back in my day,
Now people,
when we used to shoot the basketball in the peach baskets,
Crouch used to play for the Mount Sterling Trojan.
we used to pass the ball and then shoot it underhanded between the legs.
He sounds like a goat that's in distress.
He sounds like the dude from Family Guy.
Time to bake, Wes.
You want some candy?
I got some popsicles in the cellar. Listen here, you fat son of a... I'm just wondering where the paper boy's been.
I think he was trying to sound like an old man, but it really didn't go that way. What was you were going to say something there before he went on
Before
his-
I went on. So people on the inside of college basketball, like your Gary Parrish, your Matt Norlander, people that were at ACC Media Days, none of them who actually talked to Tony Bennett was shocked by this. That tells me a lot. So this is something he's been thinking about for a while.
Said he almost did it after the season last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Gary Parrish, he done a 15-minute quick podcast about it immediately. So I guess it was Friday, right, when he retired. So Friday, Gary Parrish does a 15-minute podcast about it, and he basically laid it all out and was like, it's not just Tony Bennett. There are multiple coaches that I talk to off the record who have told me that they are either at that same point or they're close to that same point. And coaches are just getting to a point where they make enough money to be comfortable the rest of their life, and then they walk away. But we're getting ready to – I don't know why a coach would walk away now, because we're getting so close to the finish line. We're getting salary caps in college sports all the way around.
Yeah.
So if you don't like NIL, you don't like collectives, you don't like agents, we're getting rid of that.
Does him doing this so close to the season, does that lock these kids into where they can't transfer out on his assistants now?
They still have 30 days. It doesn't matter when you're coach. But now they won't play this year, no. But they have 30 days after your coach retires or gets fired or whatever to enter the portal.
So he didn't do that for strategic region or
Oh, sure. I mean, they could leave, but why?
They could leave, but they won't.
At this point, might as well just play the season.
Right.
Yeah, because, I mean, they have
They've
a better
already-
chance of playing for Virginia than they do someone
Right.
else.
They've already promoted the assistant, right?
Which he said in the interview that he always wanted one of his guys to take his spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they had already promoted an
But,
assistant.
you know, what is the standard of Virginia basketball if the assistant, you know, flounders, you know, like
Yeah, I mean, look at Villanova. We always talked a couple years ago. I think we had this discussion on the show. It was, is Villanova blue blood or is Jay Wright a blue blood?
Right.
And it's looking like Jay Wright was the blue blood.
right.
And it's going to be the same thing at Virginia. Now, Virginia, they didn't light up the scoreboard ever.
No, that wasn't their style of play.
That's not their style of play. So that's going to be the most curious thing for me, how this assistant, is he going to keep that Bennett pack line defense, win a game 45-40, or is he going to open it up and get up and down the floor?
Yeah, and I mean 3 weeks from the season, but it's technically 3 weeks from practice, right? Or is it
No,
like
season first games are November 4th.
gotcha?
Practice has been going on since start of October.
Yeah. So they got to change. If there are going to be any changes, they got to do that quickly.
I mean, horses will run.
That's true.
You don't have to train a horse to run.
Yeah.
Virginia's got the players. I know one is Isaac McNeely. He's from Poca, West Virginia. A kid's a shooter. So, I mean, you don't have to teach him how to do anything. Just get him open.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting. You don't normally see that, but I mean, look, for the betterment of Virginia, you don't want him there if he doesn't want to be there.
Right.
You know.
But it's also Virginia basketball. Outside of Tony Bennett and Ralph Sampson back in the day, like, when has Virginia basketball ever mattered?
Well, they won a national championship not long ago.
That's what I said. Outside of Tony Bennett and Ralph Sampson.
Yeah. That's about it.
This is true. They're pretty terrible.
Right.
They're a baseball school.
A good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even much of a football school anymore. They
No.
The football team put up a little bit of a fight against Clemson. It was a 7
It was,
game
yeah.
at halftime.
Yeah, you're right.
Didn't end a 7-point game.
No, it did not. Takeaways from Week 8 in college football. Georgia, Texas. What'd you think of that game?
So I think I told Wes on the phone, and I know I told an assistant coach that coaches travel ball with me. He's a big Georgia fan, grew up in Georgia. The longer the week went, the more confident and I picked Texas on the show.
We all did.
But the longer the week went, the more confident I got. This is just the type of game Georgia wins. Nobody's expecting them. Kirby's been dogging them for a week straight in practice, telling them who knows what behind closed doors. That's a typical game Georgia always finds a way to win.
Yeah. And they didn't just win.
No, they
They killed them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Texas got those 2 quick touchdowns there in the second half. But other than that, I mean, Quinn Ewers looked
And it was
subpar.
And it wasn't just Quinn Ewers, because Sark was like, let's see if I can get Arch in there, create a spark. Arch didn't do nothing either, so that showed the fans, hey, it ain't Quinn. Quinn's not the problem today. We just going against a good team.
Yeah. Yeah, and so what was the madness with all of the stuff being thrown on the field?
The worst pass interference call I've ever seen in my life.
Against which team?
It was against Texas.
So Texas on defense.
The worst pass interference call you've ever seen.
And then they overturned it.
After they cleaned up the field from all the bottles, yes.
How did they overturn it?
The refs got together and talked about it and realized one of them screwed up.
No, what they realized was, guys, if we don't fix this, one of us is going to die when this game is over.
Nah, there was no threat of death. But that's a call that shouldn't have even been made.
But
that was terrible.
I did hear Kirby say that we have now set a precedent that if the fans throw stuff on the field, a call they don't like, they're going to change it. Now, I don't know that that's true or not, but, I mean, I understand his thought on that.
Okay, so let me go back through the play real quick. So, George is on offense.
Yes.
The guy doesn't turn around. George's wide receiver didn't even turn around for the ball, correct?
Right.
Because Texas's defender grabs him and pushes him off like this, correct? As he throws the ball, or did he pull him to where he didn't? Did he pull him this way?
I'll try to find the video clip.
Because as soon as he lets go of the guy, he knows that Beck has thrown the ball and just takes one step and catches it in stride and runs it back the other way. So and they threw the flag on it, or they did not.
No,
they threw the flag on it.
They threw the flag. Yes.
And then they picked it up.
After all of the crap was on the field.
So, try and turn the volume down. Sorry, Darren.
That's okay. We can hear. I mean, well, maybe we can't. That might not be very good.
So, it's about to show a replay of the pass interference call. And, I mean, we're video. If we can get the clip on YouTube, that'd be great. Number 11.
On Facebook.
Right here. 11 pushes him. He does not push anybody. The Texas defender does not push anybody. 11.
So George's wide receiver is blocking him
he
basically.
Creates the contact.
Doesn't even turn his head around
so
for the
been offensive pass interference.
Yes, but
if
they
anything.
called it on Texas.
So did
worst
Texas get the ball after that? Because he intercepted that ball.
Yeah, after
all
the
the
fans threw the stuff
So
out there.
My takeaway from it was other than everything that's going on,
Baker
and things that I have seen Kirby do for the last 2 to 3 weeks. He's starting to become the most whiningest coach that you can see on the sideline. Very animated whining.
What about him pushing that wide receiver last week?
Right.
He wasn't a wide receiver.
Or whatever.
That was Mississippi State's quarterback.
Oh, well.
I just, I'm like, Kirby,
I just saw the
you're
video.
getting a little too big for your britches there, boss. You need to back up and just coach.
Is he too big for his britches, though?
I mean, he has won
Or
2.
Is he the face of college coaches now?
Gosh, I hope not, because the referees are going to have a big problem with the way he acts.
He's the face.
I mean, he's very successful. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know. I mean, that's minuscule, and there'll be a lot of people that won't pay attention to that, and they'll pay attention to just how the game ends and so on and so forth.
If not the face of college football like Nick Saban was, who is?
No. When you say the face, as in who is the most successful, yeah, I mean there's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's Kirby Smart and pretty much everyone else.
Right. Ryan Day's probably second.
No,
and
God,
then Dan Lanning.
That's gross.
Or their reverse order, 2, 3.
I think Dan Lanning is probably right. And then you've got a group of them below that. Stark's pushing himself up into that. With the way he's recruiting, now he's in the SEC. Now he can play a little bit more of what he wants to play and
there's another coach
be successful.
He's not on that tier yet, but he's probably middle tier. coach in college football, and I don't see his name listed on here. He's a coach that very prophetically told a fan base to Google him.
Smoke him if you got him.
I win. Google me.
So the one thing that I didn't realize is how many players he brought with him from James Madison.
12.
Yeah,
13.
he brought 13. He brought Curtis Rourke from Ohio, and I've been a big Ohio Bobcats fan, especially on this podcast.
Yeah.
I picked Curtis Rourke and Ohio to beat Iowa State last year, and they did.
Yeah.
But even they lost their quarterback in that game, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Curtis Rourke went out and didn't have to come back in the game.
I guess my thing is,
They had
can
27
Sig
altogether.
Can Sig continue this? Because he took his James Madison, winnings, took all those players with him, and can he continue to? I mean,
He's
of course,
won everywhere he's been.
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever actually Googled him?
Yeah,
So I was
he wins.
I was curious about that today because he didn't get his opportunity until he landed on Saban's staff in like 2010, 2011. Because up until that, he was just bouncing around as a QB coach here, there, wide receiver coach. He wasn't nothing because it's like he's 63.
Right.
Like, why is he just now doing this? Well, I mean, in all honesty, Saban put him on the map.
Yep.
And then he was at two really, really small schools. Like I didn't even know that Indiana, Purdue had a.
So it used to be IUPUI, who
Right.
you would hear
Ooh,
about
boy.
March,
Right.
but now it's just IUP.
Yeah. So I didn't even know they had a football
Yep.
school. And then he was at Elon,
Yep,
and then he went to James Madison for 4 years.
yep.
So
One at the FCS level, and then when they moved
Yeah.
to FBS, he just continued to win.
yeah. I mean, it was quite impressive what they did Saturday. That's for sure.
He should be West Virginia's coach right now. We should have fired stupid Neil Brown last year.
But you gave him your vote of confidence.
Yeah, and then look, he won 9 games last year. That's all fine and good. I was blinded by the 9 wins. He's proven what he is at this point. Get him gone.
Is it him or is it Riley Green not panning out? Garrett Green.
No,
Riley Green's a country singer, isn't
yeah.
he?
He's
Also,
one-
the outfielder for the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah.
Riley Green's that one that sings with that girl. Excuse me, you look like you love me.
It's a good way to start the game.
Oh, well, I thought you're the one who wanted to turn the TV. I'm going to turn the TV off.
Turn this TV
I'm going to turn it off so y'all can hello the show.
You probably should.
I'm guessing you have Mike Evans because you didn't start Baker.
No. Yes, I have Mike Evans.
I need this kid to miss this.
Hey, there's the guarantee.
There's the siren.
Right.
Every time. Miss it! No, straight down the middle. Crap.
Here it comes.
What about Florida killing Kentucky?
So I was talking to Wes about this earlier today. What was the narrative before the game? If Billy Napper loses, he's fired.
I mean, I even heard that it was the game of whoever loses is fired. But
I never heard Stoops
No,
fired. I'll
Stoops
never
ain't
hear
losing
Stoops
his
get
job.
Fired. But
Right or wrong, he's
Now-
not losing his job.
I mean, now today I'm hearing talks of is Billy Napper getting a contract extension after a win against Kentucky because DJ Lagway looked good.
yeah, and
With half their team out, as you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Their best running back was not
true freshman quarterback, true freshman running back
Yeah.
scored 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kentucky couldn't stop a nosebleed.
48 points.
Well-
Most
Okay.
points that they've scored all year.
Part of that is because after the third interception that Brock threw, and 2 of those interceptions were not his fault. Burying Brown on that third interception should have caught the ball. I mean, it went directly through his hands into the Florida's defender, and he ran it back to the 4-3. That next play, our defense gave up. They didn't even stop him. They didn't put a finger on him. And from that point on, other than Barry and Brown, which ran the kickoff back immediately, like, oh, that was my fault, I'm going to go make up for it, and he runs the kickoff back. Everybody else gave up. Yeah. I mean, DeLon Walker does what he can do because he can't stop, but there was a bunch of defenders and a bunch of players that just gave up.
I mean,
and that's a big problem.
Has Stoops checked out?
I don't think Stoops has. But like I said after the what game was it that they lost? South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened when he took that Texas A&M job. Mm-hmm. Something happened. Behind closed doors.
What bothers me is that, like, he comes out at Big Blue Madness for the first time
and took a shot at Cal.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Like, this is the first time I've been here.
So this is what madness is all about.
Yeah. So I mean, he's still pumping up the program, maybe because he thinks he has to. I mean, I understand that. What bothers me is I don't see him come out and go, "That's on me." He's starting to blame players this year. And whether it's right or wrong, you don't do it. You just take the blame on you and just be like, I know, we're going to get in there, we're going to work, we're going to fix some things this week because, there's some problems. Obviously, there's some problems.
Right.
And I'm going to get in there. Not I'm going to get in there. And we're going to fix some things this week. And I understand that setting you up for failure because if you come out and you lose again and then you lose again, I understand that, but it's coming back on him,
right,
instead of the players, which you should do every time, if I'm not mistaken, especially if you want to keep this job,
right.
Regardless, if you go if you don't win another game, you just go, yeah, it was on me. Now we're going to hit the recruiting trail. We're going to get some guys in here. We're going to make some different moves, and we'll be fine next year.
So you talk about getting different guys in, doing this, doing that. This is 2 years in a row he's missed his portal quarterback. Brock Vandegrift is not panning out. So at what point do you just cut your losses and see what you got in Cutter Bowley or?
Well, I mean, he wound up in the game at the end, and he went 0 for 6.
I know, but like Wimsat was there too.
Well, yeah, they should have never.
Just a run.
I didn't even realize they put Cutter in because I turned it off and went to bed.
Yeah, Cutter got it.
I didn't. I mean, and Cutter's not been in a game, so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't blame him. So wait a minute.
So what about
they didn't burn a red shirt there, did they?
No, 4 games.
Okay, I thought that was right, but Oklahoma put their guy in.
But listen, did you hear Jackson Arnold?
Was that his fourth? Was it his?
No, that was his 5th game. And
okay.
He burned the red shirt, and he went to Venables.
Vegetables,
sorry. He went to Vegetables, and he told him, he said, if it's what the team needs and you need me to go in, I'm ready. And that's like a selfless act you don't hear a kid doing in today's NIL area. So kudos to him. Now, his film didn't look good, so he might regret that decision. But, I mean, kudos to him for just putting the team over self and basically throwing away a year.
So what about the kid that – wasn't there a quarterback that was from Boyle County that just flipped from –
wide receiver?
He's not a quarterback. He's a halfback, wide receiver, athlete.
Doesn't he play quarterback in high school?
No.
Well, I saw on Friday Night Football he was throwing passes. So,
well, I mean, I'm sure they got packages because he's a freak.
Yeah. No, they've got
never mind then.
They've got a quarterback that's
at what point do you just
Division I ready? Also,
try to recruit a quarterback and grow one instead of.
Well, that's what they did with Cutter Boyle. I mean that Stoops has done that.
Where did he play?
LCA.
Yeah.
Stoops has done that. Unfortunately, when that redshirt quarterback gets to sophomore status in his 3rd year, it's not worked out.
Right.
They've not been able. He needs somebody. I'm glad you said that because it really just made me kind of. He needs somebody that can develop quarterbacks,
like a Liam,
and they've never really done that. They really lucked out with Will Levis. The year that he was there,
We
was
talked about that. It was more Wandale Robinson than Will Levis. The proof is in the pudding at this point. Wandale Robinson is extremely talented.
he is.
All Levis was doing was throwing deep to him or throwing bubble screens.
But he was good for the college game because he could get around, he could run, he was a big kid, and as long as he stayed healthy, even in his second year, if he would have been able to stay healthy, would have been better.
But who do you have calling the plays?
Well, Liam for the first year.
Liam Cohen.
Who was the second year? Shannon Dawson?
No, Spagnola.
Okay.
By the way, that's another issue with UK. Eddie Graham has been the only offensive coordinator that Stoops has had that has stayed for multiple years. Shannon Dawson.
It's always the OC's fault.
He had Shannon Dawson. He had Liam Cohen. He had Spagnola. He had Liam Cohen again. And I feel like he had another one in there somewhere. And then he's got the guy that's Bush. He's about as, I don't know. Anyways,
Misread the one and done book.
but
Get one and done players, not one and done offensive coordinator.
you know, yeah, I mean, and Shannon Dawson, because he didn't have a quarterback. But by the way, he's the OC for who?
Miami.
They got a quarterback.
And they got a quarterback, and he's probably up there saying,
And he's
it's if that play would have worked, you would have said it. You would have said it was good.
Yep.
Isn't that what he said to us?
Yep.
He's not getting any questions up there now. He needs a guy on staff that can develop a quarterback, because I've said numerous times, good coach, good quarterback, good college team.
He's got the defense.
Always.
Other than Saturday night.
Always, because they gave up.
When your offense isn't doing nothing, that's really all you can do. You know, you have no hope in your offense putting a drive together.
Yeah. I really think that this next year, because he's not going anywhere.
Has he
Are
done
you sure?
all he can do at UK?
Yes. Yes. He's not going to a playoff at UK.
Oh.
He's not going to a SEC championship game at UK.
No. I would agree with
Are they now
that.
the worst team in the SEC again?
No. Have you seen Mississippi State play?
I bet we get beat by Mississippi State right now.
Their quarterback's good. He's coming on.
They've played better the last 2-3 weeks.
Because they switched to this freshman quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes you got to see what you got in the future.
But I don't know.
What about the fact that Vanderbilt is 5-2 and ranked number 25?
Well, that's what I was going to say. We're talking about who's the worst team in the SEC, and the two teams we come up with are Mississippi State and Kentucky. Nobody.
Vandy's ranked.
It's not Vandy. They're
Vandy
5-2.
Is now
25.
They're number 25.
Yep.
Well, easy. Calm
Vanderbilt.
down.
Enjoy your coach. Won't be there long.
Oh, this is his fourth year there.
But I mean, he's got
He ain't been ranked then.
he's got a quarterback that's okay, but he a dog.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia. Did
Yeah.
you see what he said
You take
after?
him out of that game, and
Oh,
Kentucky.
they're back to the commodes.
Did you see what he said after they beat Alabama? After they beat Alabama, they asked him what he was going to do. He said, "I'm going to go get my boys, and we're going to Barstool and getting effing wasted." And then I heard on a podcast.
He's got an attitude. Or a winning attitude.
I heard on a podcast was like, and we had sources on the scene that said that's exactly what he did.
That's funny.
But speaking of Vandy being ranked, there are now 3 Power 4 schools that have not appeared in the AP Top 25 since the start of 2019. Can you name the 3?
3 in
The Power 4 schools.
Mississippi State.
No, they've been ranked since 2019.
Wait a minute. Since 2019, there's how many?
Virginia.
There was 4. Vandy was 4, but now Vandy's ranked. So now that only leaves 3 teams that haven't been ranked since 2019.
Virginia.
Virginia is not one of them.
Power 5.
Well, Power 4 now. RIP Pac-12.
Cal.
Cal has also been ranked in that time.
Oh.
Stanford has also been ranked.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say Stanford. That's a good question.
One's a Big Ten school.
Purdue. No, I think Brom has had them in the
Brom
top.
had them ranked.
So, and I want to say Northwestern, but Northwestern,
Was ranked last year.
yeah, they're always decent every 4th year or so. Rutgers.
Rutgers is the Big Ten team.
They were ranked this year, weren't they?
No.
Were they not when they were 4-0?
Nope.
They were 5-0.
The other 2 teams, Texas Tech and
I was gonna say Texas Tech, but I thought
West Virginia wasn't ranked last year.
Fire Neil Brown.
He wasn't ranked, or they weren't ranked last year.
we should have known that with him asking that question.
I mean,
Whole 20-minute interlude just to sneak that in.
Just to get a Fire Neil Brown jab.
That's funny.
Hasn't been ranked the whole time he's been the coach.
So, was this your take?
No.
Okay, well, just one quick thing. Did you see the bonehead play by UCF?
Yes.
They lost the game because the guy had a pick six and he dropped the ball at the 1 yard line.
And players do that all the time.
Why?
All the time.
Run that thing through the end zone and throw it into the fan.
Put it under your jersey and run with it, for God's
I mean,
sakes.
if you're a coach, just tell them to run till you see the daggone color on the letters. Because you're safely in the end zone.
He was running.
One day I woke up and I decided I wanted to go for a run.
I just don't understand. It continues to happen. And that one directly cost them the game.
Most of them do.
And that quarterback for Iowa State, that dude had
Gosh almighty.
he had a dog play in him there in that last drive. I watched the end of that, and I mean, he was not taking no for an answer. He was getting in there. All right, so you wanted me to put it on here that you had something you wanted to talk about.
Hold that thought before you start your take. Adam, you have started a war
I just saw it too.
on the comments between Sarah Franklin and Drew Schwartz over Harper, Shaddix, and Miley. He wants him, and she said, nope, got to have him in the offseason. Can't
Oh, he's back in. Never mind.
He's already got a touchdown. He's good.
That was his 100th touchdown, by the way.
That was a couple weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, it was 99.
I could have swore he caught his 100th touchdown a few weeks ago.
We had that conversation because I said that it wasn't, and you all said that it was.
We said it was, and
Yeah.
I remember seeing the tweet that I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think that said 101 there just a second ago.
Anyway, back to my take. Wes, are you ready for this?
Yep.
It's a college football take.
No, well.
It's not Fire Neil Brown. It's not Fire Neil Brown this time, but really Fire Neil Brown. Jimbo Fisher should be the next coach already. But anyway, 2007, college football season was absolutely amazing. There was chaos every week. They called it the curse of number 2. There was something stupid like 9 teams ranked number 2 that year.
Josh Pate's been talking about this.
Well, West Virginia being the last one, and we lost 13-9 to Pitt.
That's-
Could have won a national championship that year, but Rich Rod was already on his way to Michigan and blew it.
That's when Kentucky got all the way up to 4th in the rankings.
If you look, South Florida was number 2 at one point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a crazy year. This point of the season, we're 9 weeks in. We've already had 4 teams ranked number 1 through 9 weeks.
Right.
Are we reliving 2007 in college football? Is this the year of just pure chaos?
Is it because the new playoff structure came out and they're like, we're just
more to play for?
everybody's going for it? Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with NIL.
NIL's leveled the field.
Because, I mean...
These players are not going to Alabama and Georgia sitting the bench anymore.
No, they don't have to.
They're going to play for whoever for a year or two and then transfer if they have to.
They'll transfer when they can play for Georgia or Alabama.
I'm glad you said that. Nebraska's going to lose a quarterback in a couple of years.
Who? Dylan?
Yes.
He might.
He's already been committed to Georgia once.
I just threw another one to Evans, and he dropped it.
That's Mike Evans.
We're going to turn the TV off.
That's Mike Evans football.
It's true.
I'm not sure about that.
I mean, we're 9 weeks in, and it's been 4 number 1 teams already.
No, I mean about Dylan leaving.
Oh, well, yeah. It's going to happen.
I mean, it's very possible.
I mean, if Rule can't win many more games than what he has already.
And I heard a podcast talk about today is Nebraska having buyer's remorse on Matt Rule because you see
It's year 3. It's always year 3. It's always year 3 for him.
But you see Kurt Signetti go to freaking Bloomington, Indiana, and he's 7-0 already.
If Sig took
look at the schedule, though. He's going to go 11-1.
You said that last week.
I know. I'm just saying. He's going to go 11-1.
He's losing to Ohio State. That's a given.
Yeah, I don't see any.
But
he probably beats Michigan.
They can score with Ohio State.
Yes, they can.
They can score.
They can. I mean, they're averaging like 40-something points a game.
Yeah.
So
smoke them if you got them. I fully expected you to be in Indiana gear tonight.
No.
I noticed the Nebraska gear is missing.
So I'm not going to wear it every week. I've only got 2 shirts. 2 sweatshirts and 1 hoodie. But I mean,
Only got an entire closet. Can't wear it every week.
So
just got to update. The Montgomery County Lady Indians in the first set are up 15-12 on GRC.
sweet,
Nice.
sweet.
Who was that?
K-Dot.
That was K. Dotton. I started him.
I could see. I mean, we have more chaos going. That was a Josh Pate thing. He talked about that last week.
I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, and he was like, Are we reliving 2007 over again?"
I've really never, hand on the Bible, I didn't hear him say that.
Yeah, but he, a lot of points that you said. I mean, like I said, we've already had all these number 1s, and we're not done because we got.
No, because Georgia. I mean, they still got to go to Tennessee, right? What if Tennessee beats Georgia?
Penn State still has to play.
And you know what?
Ohio State.
That's not out of the realm because Tennessee's defense all of a sudden showed up.
Tennessee's defense has been great all year. And
They've not allowed more than 20 points a game.
If Nico could hit a deep ball, they blow Alabama out. Cause
that was an ugly football game.
Tennessee had receivers open all game. Nico just couldn't hit them until he got hurt a little bit, got rattled, and then came back in and was all of a sudden awesome. He was throwing between windows, and
I mean, you can definitely
that screw back in.
Screw
come loose.
You can definitely tell when they got to conference play. That's for sure.
Is Chris Godwin playing?
Yeah, they just called back a touchdown on him.
Good.
So,
do we want to talk about the NFL or do we want to talk about the WNBA?
Thank you. The Liberty win their first title, and the Minnesota Lynx coach was not happy about it.
And I don't know, but what if I'm not in agreement with her? Because there was some calls that were like, this is in the script. We want, and then not only that, did you see the tweet that went out from the WNBA? And then they had to delete it.
They deleted it?
They deleted it. It went out and said, I wish I'd have thought about this and just brought it up. And then, of course, my phone's being a little slow. And let's see. WNBA tweet. This is good podcasting. Here it is. 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 Come on, phone. Oh.
Wes needs a new phone.
So much. So they put a graphic out that had the Liberty players there with the trophy and everything. And it said the trophy is right where it belongs for the 2024 WNBA champs, New York Liberty. It's like it was already in stone. This is what's going to happen regardless of what you all think.
But
And then they went back in and the WNBA deleted that tweet. But of course, everybody's...
Is that just the best of 5 series?
it is best of 5, and it was game 5. It went to overtime. It was an amazing series. But they say that because, for one, it's their first ever franchise title. It's a big city like New York. And also, they've been the runner-up to the Las Vegas Aces the last couple years. So it's like, okay, it's time. New York Liberty, it's where it belongs for this season.
Yeah.
Because they were the best team.
And, I mean, the Lynx have won 4 times. I mean, that would have been number 5.
The series changed when Sabrina hit that 3 to put it to overtime.
Yeah, but they had no business being in that last game because after the first quarter and a half, it was done.
Yep.
Minnesota was running away with it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, referees got involved, and slowly but surely, Breanna Stewart and her pigeon-toed
started living at the foul line.
just golly.
And can't think of her name right now. The Lynx leading score, she had 23 points. I can't think of her name, but she, as the first game when she's went over 20 points, that she didn't have a single free throw attempt ever in her career.
Works that way sometimes.
I know you quit watching when the fever went out.
Pretty much.
He's not even going to deny it.
He didn't even realize the WNBA finals even happened.
By the way,
They're still playing.
maybe I shouldn't say stuff like this, but I don't. It won't matter. There's one that plays on the Connecticut Sun, I think, or is it the Phoenix team?
Blonde hair?
Yeah,
Phoenix.
Tall drink of water.
Phoenix Mercury. Sophie Cunningham.
mercy.
Do like Uncle Jesse. Have mercy.
Yep. Yep.
How about that? How about that NFL this
I
week?
was talking about Zay Flowers running wild right there. He went, yep. 2 little jukey moves.
He's been pretty good since he's been traded.
Yep.
Been pretty good since I picked him up.
That's what I'm saying. Although Jamar Chase has been pretty good though too. So
Yeah.
Well, he just got hurt. So
Zay Flowers.
there you go.
Oh,
That's-
yeah. Zay
that's
Flowers
what you
is
all
laying
get
down.
for talking
There.
about him.
You just lost Zay Flowers. He's laying down on the sideline without his helmet on.
So, anywho,
yes,
How did he get out of that?
the WNBA. The NFL was. It was the NFL. But as I said in text, that might be the worst Achilles injury that I've ever seen caught on tape.
Oh, yeah. That guy went right on his ankle. Zay Flowers, he going to get taped up, maybe hope to play.
what about the fact that Watson got booed after they took him out?
Yeah, that was bad.
Cleveland's terrible.
That was bad.
Mistake by
see
the
the
lake is
interview?
what they call it.
Did you see the interview by Jameis Winston afterwards?
Wonderful. A1. That's why that man's going to be in motivational speaker one.
Miles Garrett was not happy
No, he was not.
No.
with the fans.
And Miles Garrett
Zay Flowers is crying.
is hot and heavy in trade talks right now.
Yeah, I don't blame people. It's going to cost them.
Amari Cooper got traded. Devontae, teams are starting to realize what they are this season. Miles Garrett just feels right as a Brown, though. And Max Crosby just feels right being with the Raiders.
And I think there's a distinct possibility that Max Crosby winds up on the Detroit Lions.
No, that won't happen.
I mean, they've lost Hutchinson for the year.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they can get Zadarius Smith from Cleveland for a lot cheaper than they could Max Crosby.
it's true. That's true.
Was he up?
He's running.
I guess the tears were fake.
Tears of joy.
He was definitely crying.
Because he's trying to win.
Mark Andrews! Yes!
Is that the last?
I had an anytime touchdown on Mark Andrews.
There you go.
Let's go!
Yeah, I lost a parlay because I had.
After you just said last week you don't bet anytime touchdowns
No,
because you never hit
Sean
them.
said that.
Yeah, that's me.
Was that you?
I hit him.
I bet Dave Portnoy's anytime touchdown.
Well,
No. It was
horrible.
That's because he wins millions of dollars on bets.
And millions!
He had Jamar Chase.
Million.
Jamar Chase. Oh crap! Who was it?
We have established
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase.
Stephon Diggs and somebody else, and they all hit except for Stephon Diggs. And I was like, dang it! So now I'm down to like 30 cents.
You said Chris Godwin had one call back. He was also in my parlay for anytime touchdown.
I mean, he had one, and they called it back. So is that the last time we see Deshaun Watson in a Browns uniform?
No, he's owed way too much money.
In a Browns uniform?
No,
Probably not.
he's owed
Will he
$123 million.
Will he still start? Probably not.
$123 million.
But here's the thing: we've talked about this before.
They'll burn
Would you
that
rather?
down if they
Would
put it
you
back.
rather
They started
have?
doing
Yes.
His whole contract was guaranteed.
Would you rather have somebody like Deshaun Watson to be your backup quarterback, and where the NFL is starting to move to where you have a good backup quarterback, just like Matt Castle was paid,
buttload of
6, 7, 8,
Someone
9.
with that kind of money to be a backup quarterback.
Do you want to win?
That's a good point.
You got to pay him the money regardless,
Yeah.
but you can't
Well,
win with him.
I
so.
mean,
In 2027,
they find guilt with this latest thing with him, and they can
they ain't gonna
get
find
cause.
nothing.
Yeah, and he sat up
I
there.
think they settled that actually.
I mean, but he said my agent has not allowed me to get a massage or a shoulder rub or anything since all that happened. I'm not allowed to get any of that stuff. He just said that a couple weeks ago, or maybe right as that was going on or whatnot.
I think it got settled, but I think it's.
It wouldn't surprise me if these. I mean,
Who's going to start?
Jameis Winston.
no,
Yes, he is.
no, he's not.
Jameis Winston's your best quarterback.
You're right about that. They're going to play DTR.
Jameis Winston is your best option to win.
You're right about
That's who the
that.
fans want.
They're
There's-
sending Jameis Winston to all these community things. When's the last time you heard a backup quarterback instead of the starter going to community events?
You said he was going to be a motivational speaker, so
But 2027 is the year they get rid of Deshaun. His dead cap number goes down to like 45 million or something like that.
So one more year with him.
It's
well,
2025.
no, he's not going to play. He's not going to play. He won't play at all next year.
Because the Achilles. I mean, there's no rush for him to come back because he's guaranteed money.
Right. I mean, you're halfway through the season. Not quite halfway through the season. You're almost halfway through the season now.
So
Because
much
it's the
promise
very
for that
first
kid.
game.
Right. Exactly.
And even then, week one, he wasn't ready. And
And whatever he did, he was off crutches after 3 weeks, which was weird. But he ended up not playing at all last year. So he was ready to roll. Yeah, it was first game, first play.
4 plays.
3.
4. He made 4
He
plays.
knows because he loved every minute of
Every
it.
single minute. I thought we was going to talk about redoing our top 12
Oh.
college football.
Yeah, I never got all the information from the previous, so I didn't get that done.
It's all good. We can save it for next week.
Yeah. So I was just trying to fill it in.
Is that show number right? 297?
It is.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. So it's actually, yeah.
It's the coach's show 2 weeks from now.
He's missing the mark this week.
Oh,
because
segment 4, missing the
right,
mark.
right. So let's pick games.
Wow. Okay. We're just.
You don't want to talk Dodgers Yankees?
I mean,
Skipping
how
on
many times have I skipped the MLB? About 4 weeks in a row now.
I mean, we're right here at the point where we all thought we'd probably be at the start of the season. With
Yeah,
the
I was
Dodgers.
hoping
Maybe
it
not
was.
the Yankees, but with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with the Yankees. They've got the most power.
Well, I mean, it's the 2 highest payrolls in baseball. So
No, I thought the Mets had a higher payroll
Mets is higher.
than all of them.
Yep, Mets is number 1.
Yeah.
oh, now they're in between. One of these is 1, Mets is 2, and the other one's 3. I can't remember which one it
Mets
was.
is number uno.
They were like at 305.
Yeah, it was over 3.
Well, they're all over 3. All 3 of them were over 3. So it's the first. So, but you hear the Dodgers and the Yankees, and you're like, man, they've played in the World Series a lot. Well, they haven't played each other since 1981. It's kind of crazy.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
The Mets. I just lost it. The Mets are number 1 at 317. Yankees are at 309. Dodgers are number 5 at 241.
So who's the other one over 300 million? Because I mean, they've literally shown it on TV 100 times this postseason.
Hang on, let me check the note because that one has Houston at 3, and it was like 255.
Adam, you know what you and I can say that those 2 right there can?
What's that?
We have never seen the Yankees and the Dodgers play.
That's a fact.
Ever.
Well, you see, what happened was they used to throw the ball.
They throw the ball, eh? And here comes the Yankees onto the field, eh?
Yeah, so Mets are 1, 305. Yankees are 2, 303. Dodgers are 3 at 249.
Man, I tell you, I must be losing my eyesight or something. I swear to you, they showed 3 teams over 300 million, and it was the Yankees, Dodgers, and Mets the other day on
You're
TV.
watching something with wrong
I
information.
was watching the freaking game.
Were you watching CNN?
No, I was watching the game. So,
Our 47th president just worked at McDonald's. Anything's possible. Right. All right?
so fun fact before we start picking the games. I saw this today. Taylor Trammell, who I don't think is the son of Alan Trammell.
Taylor Trammell used to play in the Reds organization.
He did. He played 6 games with both of these teams this year.
And you all call me a fair weather fan.
So he will get a championship ring regardless of which team wins.
Oh, yes. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't see
And he
that.
played 6 games with the Dodgers and got DFA'd, and then he played 6 games with the Yankees and got DFA'd. And he's going to win. He's going to get a World Series.
That's awesome.
Just a matter of who.
I don't think he cares. He cares about as much as me and Wes do about this baseball conversation. Keep it moving. Give me my ring.
I'm trying to. All we talk about is college football. So
It's the only thing
It's
good.
college football season.
Well, I know, but I mean,
You're
It
a base-
delivers
we are
every
a
single.
variety show.
No, in your mind we are. In the real world,
That's why I brought up the WNBA because that would have taken that took the number 5 spot, and it was a better
WNBA was more exciting than baseball.
100%.
So y'all don't watch?
No, I haven't watched a single inning.
There's a reason why he dropped out of the fantasy baseball.
Not a single inning.
I mean, when it's postseason time, I Elizabeth and I watch that quite a bit.
If the
The
Phillies,
worst part about it is she's a Dodgers fan, and
why is she a Dodgers fan?
Do you hold
Has
hands
she always been?
and eat popcorn?
her whole life. Or-
Talk about the good old days when Paul Harvey used to tell you the rest of the story.
Don't you be bad mouthing Paul Harvey. All right?
You want a Pringle?
There's actually a TikTok channel that's a Paul Harvey channel that does a lot of those old ones.
I'm gonna stop where I'm at.
Love it.
Big gains quick.
Should've kept
I got a lot of visions in my head here.
yourself. I don't
Do what?
think we can sit with you all and go out to lunch on Sundays anymore.
You're not a Paul Harvey fan?
No, what was the last fact you dropped? That Liz has been a Dodgers fan, and Dodgers fans and Yankees fans can't be seen in public together right now.
Are you a Yankee fan, dude?
Surprising. All of a sudden, he's a Yankee fan. They're in the World
Well,
Series.
I mean,
No, as long as I've known him, he's a
been
Yankee
a
fan.
Yankee.
He actually has a purple Yankees hat.
I bought a purple Yankees hat in Myrtle Beach.
he dropped another one. Oh, he's hurt too. He's pulling the hammy.
That's that hamstring.
Yep. He's grabbing the hammy. Shoot! I'm playing against Chris Godwin in fantasy, but I need him to score.
Oh, he might be done for a while.
Yep. That's a hammy. And look, the photographer right there on the scene.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Did he get just destroyed?
I was talking about the one in the background that had the camera pointed right at Mike Evans's butthole. That's a cop.
Did the hammy cause him to drop the ball?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it? Oh, no, it's Stevens that's hurt. It wasn't a...
It was
No,
Mike
it was
Evans that
Mike
was
Evans.
hurt.
No. I know, but it wasn't a camera guy. It was Stevens that was hurt, too.
Yeah.
Let's pick games.
Dang it.
Let's pick some games.
Dang it.
What? He scored a touchdown. What more you want from the guy?
I need 95 points. I need a lot more than one touchdown.
From just Mike Evans.
That was unrealistic.
I
hope.
needed 20 points from him easy.
He
That-
needs Mike Evans to have 1,000 yards this game.
That was unrealistic.
Remember that 100 scores? All on this game.
I need the Ravens to remember
He's
that
only
they've got
scored
Derek.
9 points so far.
I need the Ravens to remember
Yeah,
they
it
got
could be
Derrick Henry.
There's number 2.
Yeah. I need Zay
need-
Flowers to
still need
outscore Bateman and
I need 76 more points still.
Marvin Harrison.
I need Derrick Henry to outscore Chris Godwin and James Conner.
I'm
Harrison's just-
going to lose, so I don't really give a shit.
I'm losing 100%.
I almost said
We're on
poopy
YouTube.
word.
You can say it.
it's true.
Wait, I don't know.
restrictions are a little lighter on YouTube.
Are they though? Because I've heard like some other podcasts that I know that does YouTube while they stream, and it's like we don't want to get demonetized, whatever that word is.
You got it. Monetized.
As long
Well,
as
you got to get monetized before you get demonetized.
as long as Sean don't pop a nip out, we're good.
All right. The county titty babies.
You want to start the games?
Some games. Kickoff Friday.
I want you to know I did not pick these games this week. You were very pro 7:30 kickoff last week, and there's two 10:30.
And I don't know why it bothers me, because I'm up that late anyways. It's just keeping up with the scores. Friday, 10:30. Boise State at the Running Rebs. UNLV.
I get to pick first, don't I?
Yep.
Ashton Gentry is him. He is he.
Well, it's
He is
Gentry,
him.
not Gentry, but yes.
Gentry.
Well, I mean,
Gentry
you know,
was close enough.
Does it really matter? I mean, he's got over 1,000 running yards.
And he stands like Michael Myers in the background.
does.
That man gets me.
I saw a TikTok where he's like, "All right, get in position."
Did you see Jahmyr Gibbs
Hey,
did that
I mean,
Sunday?
I'm not just talking or anything. I mean, you interrupt the tribal chief one more time.
He's not here.
I'll put you through this table.
Right. I'll stick my werewolf on you. I'm taking the blue horses.
Sean,
I'm taking the blue horses of Boise State.
So you got Boise.
Boise. Even though they're playing in Vegas.
I reckon it's my turn to pick now because the table is actually in order. I, too, am taking the Fighting Ashton Genties and Boise State.
Neil is also taking Boise State.
Oh, we got Neil's picks 2 weeks in a row.
Darren is also taking Boise State.
I like how you put yourself in third person.
Find Chris Godwin, Baker.
Sounded like Ricky Henderson here.
Oh,
Oh well, no. There's a
Don't find Marlon Humphrey
there's the bad interception as what happens every week.
every week.
He's right to him.
Right on cue.
Marlon Humphreys didn't even have to move. He's like, oh.
Sean, this pick will say a lot. You picked UNLV as your number 12 team in the college football playoff.
Yeah. And they don't get there if they don't win this game.
Got to suck on that towel.
So, sucking on the towel. I'm taking the ribs.
The running Rebs.
I know that's probably a stupid pick because everybody else picked Boise, but
Boise.
Well, I mean, you're in
I
the
think-
lead. You can do whatever you want to do.
UNLV has
You got a game to give up.
Yeah,
They have a legitimate shot of winning that game.
So we'll go ahead and pull my app up, and we are now tied. Again. All right. Now we fast forward to what?
I got excited because I saw the point line. I'm good.
I thought you was picking an atomic dog.
I am. I just making sure they were in the line.
Fast forward to noon on Saturday. Notre Dame at Navy.
The midshipmen.
They-
Fighting Bill Belichick.
They've had a really good season,
And they fight for your country, Wes.
and they do fight for my country. And they've not really played much of anybody. And
Notre Dame
Notre-
lost to Northern Illinois.
So where is this game? Is it on an aircraft carrier?
No, it is in
Somewhere in the South Pacific.
it's in New Jersey. It's in New Jersey,
New Jersey. Okay,
which might be somewhere on aircraft.
maybe. Yeah.
Is this the one that's at MetLife?
I think so. I'm looking right now.
Oh well.
No,
So there was an
probably-
asterisk beside Navy's name, and I wondered if it was going to be somewhere other than.
It is at
I believe-
MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Okay.
I knew one of the games we picked this week was
Okay.
at MetLife.
Yep.
And that's not far enough away from Notre Dame to not travel. And Notre Dame is nationwide, worldwide. I'm going with the Golden Domes.
Just like country must be countrywide. Notre Dame is also countrywide, and I don't think they're a good team, but I do think they're good enough to beat Navy. Give me Notre Dame.
Neil also picked the Irish.
Darren also picks the Irish.
Neil's not picking games anymore. If this is all going to be the same picks.
Is Neil the one that picked these guys?
Yes.
I've picked Navy twice this year, and
Yep.
I've won both times.
You have.
But I do
But
not
he's
have
not
the
gonna pick
confidence to do it
Notre
this way. So Sean is also picking Notre Dame.
All right.
You act like this is different. We're always different. We're always the same on a lot of them.
3:30 kickoff. BYU Cougars, UCF.
I'm going to make this quick. I'm taking BYU. UCF shouldn't even be close.
You call them by their proper name.
Brigham Young University.
I was talking BYU.
BYU. They're Mormon.
No, their quarterback's a Jew. And they've actually trademarked and put it on a shirt, BYU.
What? Really?
Did y'all not know this?
Okay, wait a minute. So can you soak if you're not circumcised?
Gosh, that's a mess. How did y'all not? There's like 3 Jewish players in college football. One of them happens to be the quarterback.
That's all I think about
for
now.
a Mormon
He is
University.
right, Mormon University. He's a Jew. But I mean, you know, there's probably no feeling. It's all covered up. You
So-
push as hard as you want.
I mean, does it count?
Probably not.
Do you need a Quaker?
But so if you all right, now wait a minute. So if they're gonna, if one of them are going to do the pushing,
Yeah.
does somebody need to do
The holding?
the pulling back?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, the pusher can do the pulling back too, so it's push and pull.
It's 2024. These are the conversations you have to have at Mormon schools now.
Right, exactly. The juice soak.
BYU or
I done said
In their defense, we told them last week we need to take more time between picks and give the graphics time to come out.
Oh, well, that's going to be a good graphic right there.
Put BYU on the graphic. That's who you took, Wes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Gus Malzahn is good when he has a quarterback that can run. Last week, UCF should have beat Iowa State. Ja'Curry Brown, and I hope I said his name right, threw for 60 yards in that game and threw 2 interceptions. But he ran for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. This game's at the bounce house. This game is not at Provo at night. Give me UCF.
It's only like 1.5 points. You know,
It's went up to 2.
Yeah, but I mean, the reason being is that whole traveling 2 time zone things has been a thing this year.
Lamar!
That's 2.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a flag. Hold up.
Hold
it.
Oh.
Stupid.
Son of a buck. Worst call in sports, the holding call. Worst one. I'm telling you.
Let's see if he actually did and if it actually affected the play.
Probably
He's throwing
not.
his hands up, so he's thinking no.
That's a
right
big
there he is, 77. Yeah.
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 He grabbed him just, man, that's close.
That was closer.
No, watch the backhand.
Oh, I
that
know.
left hand, he pulls him right out of the way. I mean,
That was closer to a bear hug than a hold.
Ridiculous.
John Harbaugh.
Neil.
John Harbaugh.
Neil also went with UCF.
Let's go, Neil.
Darren is going with John Smith.
BYU. Justice Hill, stupid idiot.
Scene.
Sean, who you going with?
Sean is going with the Cougs. Because I just don't trust UCF.
All right. 7:30 kickoff. Prime time. LSU at Texas A&M.
I know it's not. I'm not betting against Brian Kelly again. And I think Texas A&M is a sham. I'm going with Go Tigers.
This game is not being played in Baton Rouge at night.
It's not.
It's getting played at Kyle Field.
That's right.
And Kyle Field is home of the what?
The 12th man.
And the yell leaders and the little chants and the little gay outfits. We can say gay, right?
Well,
We did. Sue us. Not actually. But everything with that leads you to believe Mike Elko and the boys is going to be ready to play. But we've seen Connor Wegman in primetime one time this season. He played Notre Dame, and he was 12 for 30 for 100 yards passing. LSU's defense has got a lot better since Harold Perkins went out hurt. Give me the Tigers, LSU.
Neil also chose LSU.
Well, this isn't even fun this week.
Well, I can tell you this. Wes, Adam, and Neil are wrong. Because the Aggies are bringing this one home.
Oh.
Gig 'em.
You went the Aggies too?
Yeah, because the Aggies' offense is a lot better than it was that first game.
It's still Connor Wegman at quarterback in his first test since that game.
LSU's gotten lucky in a couple of games. So, I'm taking the Ags.
And the nightcap, 10:15 kickoff. I didn't know cinnamon was a color.
That was a good
I'm
one, too.
assuming that's Cincinnati and Colorado.
It is.
Cincinnati at Colorado.
10:15 p.m., Wes.
I told you I was about this far with Prime,
Go ahead.
and I think he took the problem out of the game last week and ended up winning, which is his son.
Nope, Shiloh played.
And
Well-
actually, it had a really
He responded.
big play.
Yeah, he responded to the criticism.
Because he sucks.
Well, he had a key sack.
That was probably the best game of Shiloh Sanders college football.
I'm going with the Buffs.
Good pick, Wes.
It's at home.
It's at home. 10-15. Cincinnati, while tested, not that good. They haven't faced a quarterback like Shadur Sanders, who's the next quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me the Buffs.
Or apparently whoever picks one
No.
currently.
No. I don't think he's.
Neil also went with Colorado.
Mike Evans has been ruled out. Hamstring injury.
I
That
think
was
everybody
quick.
was pretty well aware of that with our reaction earlier.
I know, but
And for the second game in a row, Wes, Adam, and Neil are wrong again. Cincinnati.
Oh, that's the best one yet. That is the best one yet.
that one had some fire.
That one's definitely on the that's catching sound. Oh, no. Oh no.
Cincinnati's also going to pull the snap.
I'm out of the picture. I'm probably out of the picture at this point.
I just remembered
Yes.
we're on video.
Everybody else is aware of that.
Oh, gosh.
I'm taking the Buffs in this one as well.
But you know what? There's nothing better on YouTube or TikTok
Not a good fart video.
than fart videos.
Because whether you're 8 or 88, farts are funny.
All right, there's
Oh, pick.
I have a lot. I wrote down a lot of names.
I came ready with 3 games, just in case you stole one of them.
I've wrote down 4 names. And I just don't know that I can go Atomic Dog, although I needed, but I just don't know that I can go Atomic Dog. And maybe the dog pick I've got picked out is not very good. I could go with the Tar Heels.
You could. You could.
I could go with North Texas again. They pulled it off for me last week.
The Main Green. They keep it close.
I could go with the Spartans.
You could. You could.
Nah, you got burned by the sport.
Did I? When?
Early.
I think I did. Now that you say that. Yeah, cross that out.
First time you picked him as a dog.
But for some odd reason, the other one was Syracuse. But I didn't write them down.
Thank goodness.
I think I'm going to go with the Illini to cover
Yes. 25.
just dog.
It's up 25 points.
Right. Illini plus 25.
Who are they playing?
Oregon.
Oregon.
25 is a lot of daggone points.
Oregon was favored by 28 and a half against Purdue.
Yeah.
And they got
Because Purdue is 1-8.
Purdue's terrible. They
I
are
know.
not.
They're awful.
That's what I'm saying. That's a horrible line.
That's not the number 20
Oh.
ranked team. My goodness.
By the way, and I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Baker.
I don't know if you all reacted to it or not when I texted it. That was the best uniform combo I've seen in years.
Illinois.
Yeah.
That's the worst uniform.
What?
combo I've seen.
You are out of your mind.
That was terrible.
Those helmets.
They were awesome.
Watch the whole story up. 2.5 hours hand airbrush.
Yeah, I mean,
For one helmet.
for one helmet.
that's great and all, but the helmets still look ridiculous.
I
They
think
were
it's
awesome.
beautiful.
No,
They were awesome.
They were terrible.
Those best I think they should wear those helmets every game.
No.
Wear them till they beat the paint off.
I liked them.
Of course you did. It reminded you of your childhood.
Used to play with those types of helmets.
So
Adam?
Wes, you took who?
Illinois
Adam,
plus
he-
I took
25.
I took the Illini just dog.
Sean was wearing one of those helmets playing football the last time the Yankees.
That's a fact. Speaking of those helmets, there they are. Wes,
Did I name one of them?
I told you I had 3 teams.
Yeah.
You named 2 of them. 2 of the 3 you named. You didn't have the courage to do it. I got the courage to do it. Michigan State, Atomic Dog, they're beating Michigan.
Wow.
The line is 5.
5.
Right at 5. That's why I celebrated, because I thought it might have went down below the 5.
I just don't know that.
Syracuse was the other one that I looked at.
I just don't know that. I just think Michigan's defense might be too much
Will
for him.
Johnson's not playing. He left the game hurt last week. That was my deciding factor on going with the Spartans. He's not been ruled out yet, but all reports are he's going to sit.
Neil has Oklahoma State Atomic Dog. I have not checked the line.
Oak State, Baylor is a 6.5 point favorite.
Baylor is a favorite? What?
Oklahoma State's been pretty bad.
That was my third game that I.
Dueling trombones tonight, baritones.
We got the dueling buttholes in the studio tonight.
They're on.
I'm staying in the SEC because I think
This is another game I looked at.
Eek.
Are you taking Mississippi State?
no,
Oh, okay.
I looked at that one too.
you got close. You got the first 4 letters right.
Are you going with SIP?
Nope.
Missouri?
Missouri plus 13 and a half.
13 and a half's a lot of points against a team that
Over
can't
Bama.
stop a pass. And that's the one thing Missouri can do is pass the ball.
Is Cook going to play, though?
Yeah, he came out of the hospital and played.
Well, that doesn't mean that he's going to play.
He said he has, 2.5 games left at
Is
Missouri
it just
Field.
straight dog?
Straight dog.
That's a good pick. 13 and a half's a lot of points.
13 and a half.
Yep.
I don't think Missouri's going to pull it off.
They'll keep
But
it within.
I think they're going to keep it
Yeah.
closer than 13 and a half.
Like I said, they got Luther, Burden, and Cook. That Alabama can't stop a
I'm
nosebleed on
thinking
there.
If that was a 7 or 8 points, I wouldn't pick
Can't do
it.
that one. It's only 6.5.
And they say that a
what I
hero
was
can
gonna
save us.
But it's only 6.5, and we said it'd have to be 7, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And we're checking the
He's
spreads
learning.
on you.
He's learning. We're 8. What week
Gave
are
you
we
a
now?
half a point last week. We do that 2 weeks in a row. Now that you're in the number 1 spot, you don't get the half a point cushion.
Mississippi, you had Mississippi State plus 7 against Arkansas?
I would almost take Mississippi State Atomic Dog.
Wow.
I'm telling you.
I looked at it.
I was going Atomic Dog no matter what. And it was Syracuse, Mississippi State, or the game I picked, Michigan State.
All right, this first one caught my eye, and this is what I'm going to do.
Virginia Tech, Hero.
No.
Oh.
I'm going to take Rutgers plus 14.5 against USC.
That's probably a good pick. The only thing that worried me about that game is where it's an 11 p.m. kickoff.
I get that, and I
that a
mean,
dog?
I just don't trust USC, and there's nothing really that I love hero pick wise. If Indiana was 7, I would have took Indiana.
I mean, Adam all but challenged you right there.
Well, he said
If you say that Mississippi State can't cover, there's your hero.
Debo Samuels has been hospitalized with pneumonia. and fluid in his lungs.
Oh wow.
Your hero is
He probably
Arkansas.
got COVID too. They'll call in the family next.
So, all right. Well, we'll wrap up
He
here.
ain't gonna bite at him.
No, I'm
He
not
ain't
doing
gonna
that.
bite.
Well, I mean,
No.
that was typical 2020 protocol. You go in the hospital with pneumonia, then you got COVID, then you got the machines hooked up, and then it's.
I ain't
No,
talking
no, he's
that.
talking
I'm
about-
talking about this.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get him bite on Mississippi State and Arkansas. What?
What was that?
Was that chair?
No, that was something.
You know what I think that was? That sounded like the most annoying sound in the world.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, y'all didn't even notice that I had the sheet of the standings and the
Oh,
records on the back, did you?
Because
Yeah, we
we're
saw it.
Did you?
here, Darren.
Good.
Oh, you can put that up in the. That means we're pretty darn good. That means we're pretty damn good. Oh, I mean, you can't put it up on the. You couldn't just go.
I mean, everybody has a winning record.
Everybody.
Well, no, wait a minute. I mean, I will throw myself under the bus. My dog record is not the greatest,
No, but overall,
But
you still have
overall
a
record,
winning
you're good.
but overall,
This is the only one that has a losing record.
The fact that you have the second best overall record, but yet a 2-game worse dog record.
it's kind of like my fantasy team. I have the 8. I score the 8th best points, but have the first most scored against me all the
I
time.
meant 2 points out of second, basically, or 2 wins out of second.
I can pick them. I can pick in money lines.
Forget it. Just forget what I said.
It's still 3.
Can you end it for us, Sarah Adam?
Well, Bob.
I said, can you end it
Send
for
another
us?
world, guys. Episode.
He's trying to close it before you're able to
296
put in the
is in
last
the book.
note.
We'll
Put
see
the
you
last
next
note in.
Don't sweat the petty things. Don't pet the sweaty things.